Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. All are fine, everybody is fine, life is going good, and you are in full control of your time. Well, that's why we are talking about time management so much these days, and that's why I've chosen this topic for you for an online workshop. Taking time in control is very important in our lives. Actually, it drives our lives. The way we take control of our time drives our lives. So that's why this topic, and today this is the seventh part of this workshop on time management, and we will be discussing a lot more, some new ideas about time and how we can deal with it, what other facets of time we have with us, and we can discuss about them as well, and we will be doing that. And before we start off with it, please like, share and subscribe. You listening to it, you I think are really enjoying these workshops with me, so everybody who's doing that, please subscribe as well. Click the bell icon if you want the notifications to be given to you about the new workshops or about the new videos that are uploaded on my channel. And if you don't want the bell icon to disturb you, the notification bell to disturb you, you can skip that as well, but subscribe. And let's see what we have in store for you in the seventh part of the online workshop on time management. This is something very interesting that I'm going to discuss with you today, and that is about controlling your mind, your 2 ears and the head between them, and the thinking inside that head. That is important. Very, very important. That makes you control time, or that makes you waste time. That is something that dictates how you're going to tackle your time, how you're going to prioritize things. And that is very, very important, because then that defines what is going to happen when you are tackling different situations in life, and when you are trying to make the most out of the time that you have been given. That is your mental time, as I have called it here. That is your mental time, and you have to take control of that mental time. That is the real time as it is for an individual. Why? Well, let me explain it to you. There are 24 hours in a day. For most of us, there are 24 hours in a day. For some of us, those 24 hours can be made into 48 hours. How? Because they are multitasking. They are getting more out of that same time than a normal person. Maybe 2 times, some people even 5 times, and some people even 10 times. So anybody who has 48 hours in 24 hours is doubling up his time. And somebody who is making it to 10 times has actually 240 hours in those 24 hours. So why? How is it possible? It's possible because of the thinking that varies from person to person, because of the control that a person exercises on the mental time that he has, because of his approach towards time, towards life, towards setting priorities, towards approaching different situations in life, towards knowing that time can be controlled. towards knowing that multitasking can be done and how he trains his brain for it. So, the actual time that exists in your head between your two ears, that's a real time actually for any person, for an individual. You can see an image that I've put here in this slide for you, and it's a juggler, but he doesn't have balls in his hand, he has clocks in his hand, timepieces in his hand, and those timepieces of course are metaphorically time itself. And when it is time itself, the juggler here in this picture has 5 timepieces that he's juggling in the air and not letting fall. Well, imagine in a circus you see a juggler and he's juggling with 10 balls or say 7 balls or say 5 balls. What can a normal person do? A normal person like me, I cannot even handle a single ball. So a juggler can handle 2, 4, 8, 10 balls. So similarly, understand it that way. Take it as a simile. A juggler who is juggling with 10 balls, similarly, there can be a person who is juggling with time 10 times more than a normal person is. If I take 24 hours to be 24 hours, B is taking 24 hours to be 240 hours. Because those 24 hours are giving him productivity that is equal to 240 hours for a normal person. Because he's controlling his time and he's managing his things so very well. He doesn't say, I don't have time to start a certain activity. This time is not right for me to start a certain activity, or I have some time limitations, or no, I don't have time at all. This cannot be managed. He is managing things simultaneously. And he knows how to, squeeze more time out of those 24 hours. How to multitask. How to do different things at the same time. We have been discussing this in the previous parts as well. Like how can you make the most out of your time. But here I will not digress. I will not go into those details that we have already discussed. But this is important. Don't self-limit yourself. Your mind, your thinking actually limits your time. When you say, I don't have time to do this, I don't have time to do that, I don't have time to start this activity, this is now not the right time to start this activity, you are limiting yourself. You are telling your brain very, very actively that it cannot go beyond certain limits and it cannot work beyond certain limits. That's not true. Human beings have been given a lot of mental capacity. And can you believe me? We don't even use 1% of our total mental capacities. Not even 1%. Einstein, a famous scientist, he used 1% of his brain mental capacity. And look what theories he has given us. And we, normal human beings, we are not using even 1% of our brain. So our mental capacities, they are manifold than we think. And if we try to utilize our mental capacities properly, then we can manage time, we can manage life in a much better way. So it's your mental time that you should be taking control of, full control of. And that way you will become an excellent pilot, an excellent driver of your time. Control your time by controlling your brain. Control your time by controlling your mental activities. Control your time by controlling your thoughts, by controlling your thinking style. That is so important. and that can make you control everything in your life, believe me. And that is so good. It feels so nice when you think, yes, it's in my own hands, I can do it. Doesn't it feel good? An American speaker, motivational speaker and author, Earl Nightingale, he passed away in 1989, not very long ago, and he was known as the Dean of Personal Management. And he said something that I have quoted here. His words are, "Don't let the fear of the time it will take to accomplish something stand in the way of your doing it. The time will pass anyway. We might just as well put that passing time to the best possible use." So true. Great words. Seriously. I really like them. That's why I put them here. And it's so true. Time doesn't stop. It just goes on and on and on. It passes. You're not doing something, time will pass. You're doing great things, time will pass. Time will not stop. It fleets, it runs, it flies. It doesn't stop. It just goes on and on and on. The gyre of time, it doesn't stop anywhere for anyone. It will go on. So sometimes we say, and that's a very normal and very common mental fear that we develop, doing this task is going to take so much time. Oh my God, how can I do it? This is a very long time that is going to take. You know what happens? You don't do it, and that time passes without your doing anything. So you're not putting that time to any use. You're wasting it. If you had started doing something that's going to take so very long, you would have accomplished it by now. Seriously, think about it that way. Why don't you? Everybody can think about it that way. Even I can think about it that way. I think this is a very great motivational thought for me, at least, because I do that. I sometimes think, oh my God, this is going to take so long. Oh my God, how can I manage it? I cannot. It's going to irritate me a lot if it takes so much time. I won't do it. Okay, let it go. And what happens? If I really let it go, what will happen? I will be wasting that much of time doing nothing. If I had started doing it by that certain time that I had thought it will take to accomplish it, I would have accomplished it. And my time would have been put to some good, positive use. So this is very true. All of us, when we think about it that way, we become more motivated for doing something that we think will take so long, and that's why we just leave it. We just let it go. We don't go for it. And we waste our time doing nothing or doing less important things. So you also think about it for 5 minutes. How many times we do that to ourselves, to our lives? Have you ever done it to you? You must have, because I have. I do it. And I have to then at times tell myself, let it take time. Let me start it. Let me start doing it. And let's see how things go. And then I start doing it. But I think I can make myself better. And I think all of us, or many of us at least, who don't do it the positive way, can do it much more positively. Because we choose it. We choose what good use or bad use we are going to put our time to, or we are just going to let it fly by. So it's our choice actually. Time management is about accuracy of choices. It's a pyramid I've shown in the image. And what is accuracy of choices? What do I do? should I do it? Should I not do it? It's going to take so long. Just let it go. I won't do it. I don't have that much of time for this activity. Or how will I bear it to take so long? No, I cannot. I cannot tolerate it, so I won't do it. Not doing it is not the right choice, because you will waste all that time in not doing it. You will waste all the time that you would have taken to move towards a certain goal, a certain destination, and probably by now you would have been there. You would have reached your destination probably by now. You would have achieved some goal, reached somewhere by now. If you had taken time by the forelock, if you had decided that I will do it, I will put in the time that it needs to, I will put in my efforts, and I will accomplish something good at the end of this much time period. So, your choice has to be accurate about what should I do. Then, when do I do it? That's also very important. We say, as we discussed just a few minutes ago, we say this is not the right time to do a certain thing. No, I cannot do it now. This is not the time. I should not be doing it now. Well, you're procrastinating. You're putting off for another time, an activity for another time. And that way, you're wasting your time again. You can multitask. You can make the most out of your time by multitasking, by setting priorities, and by squeezing out time, more time from those 24 hours that you have in a day. So, and by taking control of your mental time, mental approach towards time should be controlled, as we just discussed, and then you can think better about when do I do a certain thing. Then you can be in a better frame of mind to say that yes, this can be done and I can start doing it right now or at the earliest possible time. So that is your choice, and that is going to make all the difference, whatever your choice is. How well do I do it? That is very important. How well do I do it? You taking something in your hands, taking a project in your hands, and you are not giving it your 100%, you're not putting in your best, and you will not get 100% results. You will not get the best results, best possible results. So you will be working as a below average person, working in a way that gives you below average results. In the same amount of time or span of time that you have with you, that you're working in, you are either going to give 90% results, or 70% results, or 99% results, or 100% results even, So this is all your choice. When do I do it? How do I do it? How well do I do it? And what do I do? These choices translate how you manage your time. The accuracy of your choices is something that translates how well your life goes, how well your life moves on, what good you get out of your life. So this is very important, and this is something that I have just discussed with you, and probably you're thinking about it now, and probably just like me, your thought process will become more positive now. Hopefully, yes. And here is my favorite Garfield again. Garfield is sleeping, and there is an alarm clock and it's saying tick 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 tick. There's a clock in front of him and it's saying tick 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 tick, and the alarm clock says to Garfield, wakey wakey, and he says, please stop tormenting me. And the alarm clock is crying now and he says, hey, you think it's easy being an alarm clock? And he's crying, everyone hates me and the evil toaster. Because toaster, when you get up in the morning and you toast your bread in your toaster and you take your breakfast, so everybody, he says, hates me, the alarm clock, because I make them wake up in the morning. And the toaster, Garfield, has his eyes popped out and listening to him, and the alarm clock is crying and says, so we will both leave now and never come back. And the alarm clock is crying, and Garfield says, sorry, I had no idea. And the alarm clock says, I'm all right, just one more thing. And Garfield says, what? And the alarm clock starts ringing. And Garfield says, I need explosives. He wants that alarm clock to just be blown up. So it's actually in a lighter tone. I have put this comic strip here, and this is really very, very, relevant to our time management and our getting up in the morning and getting ready for the day, because we really don't want to. It's very hard to get up in the morning, and we don't like the alarm clock to ring at all. We don't want to go for breakfast, and we don't want to go for work, and we don't want to start a Monday again, the first day at work. We're feeling so lazy, and we just don't want to come out of our bed and start working again. So that's why I put it up here, just in a lighter mood, a lighter tone. We've been discussing so many things about managing our brain and thoughts and mind, and taking control of the mental time, and how we should do and what we should do and when we should do. So I thought, let's make it a bit light for all of you. That's why this here, and I think all of you enjoyed it too, just like I did too. I do like Garfield. So with this thought and with this lighter note, I leave you here at the end of the 7th part of this online workshop on time management. You liked it, please share it, please like it, please subscribe. That's very important. Subscribe to my channel Live Themes with Faria Habib, and stay tuned for the upcoming part of this workshop on my channel. And take care of yourselves, take care of your dear ones, and cheers, best of luck.